the Honorable Paul Spoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. the Honorable Nayan Baxby-Dolly, Minister of Community Development, Culture and the Arts, Ms. Natalie Willis, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Labor and Small Enterprise Development, Mr. Clary Ben, Chairman, NETCO, members of the business community, Board of Trustees, Vice Presidents, Deans, and members of the administration, the University of the Southern Caribbean, Dr. Amela, Dean, School of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Continuing Professional Studies and Seminar Coordinator, representatives from the Seventh-day Adventist Church who are here, from the Caribbean Union, Conference of Seventh-day Adventists and the South Caribbean Conference, representatives from the academic institutions of Trinidad and Tobago, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me pleasure this morning to represent the Seventh-day Adventist Church of the Caribbean, otherwise called the Caribbean Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, who can claim to be the owners of this university. For those of you who are not acquainted with the politics of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, or the polity thereof, I should say to you that the Caribbean Union Conference is not just limited to Trinidad and Tobago, but it includes countries in South America, Guyana, and Suriname. The young man who just sang, Mr. Blackman, is from Suriname, and so Suriname is included in this, and of course all the English-speaking islands from Grenada, St. Vincent, going right up to the British and US Virgin Islands. And so the Board of Trustees are scattered throughout these territories, and we are committed to guaranteeing that we make a contribution to the development of the human capital, not only of the Caribbean area, because we normally have students from North America, Africa, and other parts of the world, simply because of the beauty and serenity of this part of the world. And of course, it is so much cheaper to come to Trinidad and study. And so some of the places that have very high currencies would prefer to spend their money here in Trinidad because of the quality of the education we provide. We are not just limited to a national culture. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is governed by a global culture. We have professors from all over the world. As you heard, Dr. Amela is from India, and we have other professors here from Africa and from America and from Latin America, so that we are a global culture, as it were, and we are concerned about the development not only of the heart and the head and the hand, but the total person. And thus, I am very impressed and proud that this seminar has been held. Of course, normally our classes run from Monday to Thursday, Friday, sometimes more often than not. But today is a different kind of day. It's when we allow, whether you're a student or maybe just a budding business person or maybe an established business person, we thought we would allow for you an opportunity to advance in your own pursuits. I was in Tobago just last week, and I was in a long line because, you know, Tobago is one of the special parts of the world, depending on what time of the year it is. And so Easter time is when everybody wants to go to Tobago. So I was in a long line, and I met a young lady. I said, "Your face is familiar." We spoke, and she said, "Well, I attended USC." And she said she's now a trained counselor and works in one of the secondary schools in the area. And she said to me, "All my students, I tell them, use CUC for your first degree. Because what USC offers is so broad-based, so computational. And once you have actually had your first degree in USC, you are ready for life." She wasn't a member of my church. She was just a happy Fusion who had been benefited from what takes place here. We are happy that we could extend that to you on this beautiful day. And I thought the USC deserves a round of applause for allowing you to benefit from this very important. the topic for today is quite relevant. And I should say that not only are we concerned about the development of competence, but we want to see the development of character. Not only are we concerned as a faith-based organization for the development of piety, but we want to see people develop proficiency. And so, from one of our sages, one of the persons who has influenced the Seventh-day Adventist Church's interest in education at all levels, Ellen White, who has written that famous book called Education, she pens in the chapter Business Principles and Methods, and I wanted to share a few thoughts from that chapter. It says, "He that walketh uprightly walketh surely. There is no branch of legitimate business for which the Bible does not afford an essential preparation. Its principles of diligence, honesty, thrift, temperance, and purity are the secret of true success. These principles are set forth in the book of Proverbs, constitute a treasury of practical wisdom. Where can the merchant, the artisan, the director of men in many departments of business find better maxims for himself or herself or his other employees than are found in these words of the wise man?" I quote Proverbs 22:29 when it says, "Seest thou a person diligent in his other business? He or she shall stand before kings. He or she shall not stand before mean persons." Today, I congratulate you for accepting the invitation, not just to be at USC and to pique your interest to become a student if you are not already a student or have not passed through these walls, but I welcome you to the fresh ideas and the proficiency that will be provided by our presenters today. I am eagerly awaiting the benefit from some of what will be said today, but I challenge you to keep an open mind and to push yourself beyond your comfort zone so that you can be the best entrepreneur in your area of choice of business, whether you are from the private sector, whether you are established as a worker in the state. That you can create a space for somebody else by, forming your own business and leaving that space for somebody who is now developing the work ethic, to get a chance to work. I want to close by saying, an old sage said, "The poorest man is not the one without money. The poorest person is the one without a vision." And by your being here today, it's clear that you have a vision to contribute to the development of Trinidad and Tobago through this very important area of business. I wish you all the best. Great success in your personal and professional lives. May God bless you all.